Matt Berry with Digitalsmiths. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been very busy. Tell me about what you guys do.
So Digitalsmiths is a video discovery platform. So we're selling into companies like Time Warner Cable, Dish, a lot of the service provider market, connected device manufacturers, as well as some of the set-top box manufacturers like yourself at Cisco. We're providing the search and recommendation engine for all the next generation premium content. So what you see here is an example of what we would power. We're not the UI, but we're the engine behind this. So we're providing a personalized search and recommendation experience. We do that by collecting on how you rate content, how you behave when you consume that content, and then we connect you with the content that you're most interested in.
Well, this is one of the challenges for set-top providers, which is we as consumers don't tend to interact with our TVs as much as we do perhaps with our web devices or computers and such like this. So when it comes to how do they measure and then serve up profitable content targeted in an audience correctly, they have less data to play with. Sounds like you're helping drive better data to make better decisions?
That's right, that's right. So we can make decisions based on how you rated content, of course, and that's traditionally what you see in the marketplace today. But one of the important pieces is where you have large amounts of linear content or traditional television content. When you look at VOD versus linear, it's a very different problem. You know, VOD is probably on the order of 100,000 video assets versus linear is over 1 million. And when you look at the amount of content that's being presented to consumers today in traditional television, it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I think the guide products that we have in the market today really kind of show that. Like when I sit down today, I have over 150 channels to select from, and I still can't find anything that I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And you're saying that we begin gathering that data and now intelligently limiting people to the things that they tend to go to most often, potentially, if they probably opt in for that type of thing, and thus creating an experience that is easier to deal with and thus a happier customer?
That's right. So we'll connect you to linear content that we think that you're going to enjoy most, but we also do that by collecting data from social behavior networks like Twitter, Facebook, and others, and we correlate what's hot right now. So what are people chatting about at this very moment? So maybe there's a game on that you didn't know was on. We can connect you with that game because it went into overtime. And we'll blend all that discussion in this social networking ecosystem and blend that into your recommendations.
And what you're saying there is not that you have to be tied into my Facebook or my Twitter, but it's the fact that these are hot things that are happening out there that I may be totally ignorant of, but because I've watched, let's say, a series of football games, and this one is special for whatever reason, you might prompt me to know that because I happen to be in front of my TV at that point in time it's happening, and I wouldn't have known to ask, but you knew to tell me.
Exactly.
I got it?
Exactly right. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, I like the sound of that completely. So you guys have been working with Cisco. You are actually working with us in some field rollouts now, is that correct?
That's right. So we're integrating with Media Suite. We're working with Cisco sales. We're out jointly tackling opportunities, both in RFP processes as well as other opportunities.
And so when you're out, so obviously this starts to get into working with our sales field and how we describe the value of what you're providing for us there in the background. Are there important things that people need to understand to say, make sure your customers are getting this because this is going to make the difference?
Yes, certainly. I mean, when you look at the number of opportunities consumers have inside the content ecosystem, and when we look at those customers out there, people like the cable providers, you know, they have a traditional per month per sub rate that they're charging to you as a consumer, but they're trying to figure out how can they lift that revenue. We can lift that revenue by connecting you to more content through VOD subscriptions or download to own and other forms of content.
Well, is there anything else we should cover?
No, I think we got it.
Because I tell you what, from myself from a consumer standpoint, I want this type of thing to become much more prevalent in everything that I interact with, because I can definitely see the value there. No, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.